done, lads. You rode a very good stage. Finishing in the top 10, even though the stage didn't suit us, is very satisfying.
Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Tour de France 2020 playthrough with Team Ineos, and today it is time for stage number 8. Cannot believe we're already at stage number 8, but as always, before we get into stage number 8, let's have a look back at stage number 7. So a good stage for us, apart from Cazères. The tips and the guidance and what we wanted to do in that stage was just to finish inside the peloton, be cosy inside the peloton, and for 6 of our 7 riders, that happened. Unfortunately, Cazères fell back a little bit, but the 6 of us did pretty well. Climber-wise, Dennis was in the breakaway, I think. I seem to remember that Dennis was in the breakaway, so he got 5 points towards the climber classification. Points-wise, Dennis got another 17 points, with Grant Thomas taking 15. Young riders, Bernal was 5th, not really a surprise. Team classification, we were in 9th, which isn't a worry because it was just a flat stage, so not much expectation to do too much. And then compatibility classification, that does confirm that Dennis was out in the breakaway. So for the total standings, Geraint Thomas still in 4th place, Carapaz in 12th, Bernal 14th, Kwiatkowski 17, Froome 26, and Dennis and Cazères starting to drop back a little bit. Best climber, Kwiatkowski's got himself 11 points, he's in 8th, and Carapaz has got himself 10. Points classification, Thomas has moved up 4 places to go just behind Dennis. He's in 7th place, Dennis in 6th. Young riders, Bernal is 3rd place. That's purely on time rather than points or anything like that. Team classification, we lead by a long way, which shows how well we're doing as a team, which is great. And then compatibility rating, Dennis is 3rd in that. But it is time today for stage number 8. As you can see, we have recovered quite well from that stage. Okay, Dennis, Cazères and Froome and Carapaz haven't quite got to full recovery, but as you can see, a recovery bonus for Dennis of 2 because he was part of today's breakaway. Bernal and Thomas, our main 2 riders, doing pretty well. Kwiatkowski as well. Today it is time for stage number 8, and I'm really looking forward to this. Here we go.
It's a day in the mountains. The finish isn't decided at the top of the climb, but the route is challenging, and it's an important day for the general classification. You will have to be there on the final climb if we are to do well. I'm not too worried. I think we're able to win the stage, outdistancing the other favorites. Have a good day, guys. Come on, we're aiming for victory.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Pyrenean stage. Monte, Balais, Persourde. These are mountain passes that are regularly scaled by the riders in the Tour de France. Although there might be nothing unusual in the route, we may see the general classification turned upside down at the end of this stage.
Right then folks, here we are for stage number 8. And we haven't done enough so far to be seriously aggressive. We haven't made enough aggressive decisions. And that's what we're going to do straight away. In fact, we'll let the team comms guy talk first, and then we'll talk about what our plan's going to be.
Guys, and it's a downhill finish. There's a good chance that it will be high tempo from start to finish. Good luck.
Okay. Well, we're going to go straight away here. We're going to get a 3 strong breakaway. We're going to get Bernal. It's risky, but he's a long way behind already. Kwiatkowski we're controlling, and Dennis. Let's go.
Okay, I'll put in a big acceleration.
So Kwiatkowski's gone. Again, this is all just part of trying to get up to the leaders. I think Bernal and Thomas have come with us. It's against the guy just ahead. He's got that polka dot jersey. So there's Dennis coming up now. Bernal is also coming, and this looks pretty good to me. I think Bernal should be able to catch up. We'll just go on board with Dennis just to make sure we can catch up. But we're just going to take a risk. Split our riders. I had a bit of a fear before that... He better use some of the gel for Dennis. But we're catching up to that little group. As soon as we get up to that group, that pink gel will... or is it red gel? I think it's red gel. I always keep getting this wrong. But this is a good, strong breakaway. This is. It really is.
This has allowed him to win a stage on each of the 3 Grand Tours, as well as on the Paris-Nice and the Dauphiné.
So we'll just tag behind Van Avermaet. And as you can see, we've got a good group. So we've got Bernal, Kwiatkowski and Dennis all in today's breakaway. So it's a risk. The objectives today are quite big, actually. It's for Carapaz to finish in the top 5 of the stage, Bernal to win the stage, and Grant Thomas to finish in the top 5. As you can see, the peloton is not far behind, so we'll have to see how we get on here. Quite a while to the first sprint, so I'll come back to you then, or if we got any sort of update. So the breakaway has ended in some ways. Bernal and Dennis have gone back into the peloton. We couldn't extend the gap, but it seems that this group of 17 has now broke away. Now, we're the best for the main standings in terms of points. I think we probably are as well. The group has split up, though, so tricky to see. Let's have a look. Points. Van Avermaet's got quite a bit, but Kwiatkowski has got... How many has Kwiatkowski got? 24, so not too bad at all. But, yeah, everybody else in the peloton. We couldn't really do too much. You know, we tried to get away from the peloton. As it stands, we couldn't do anything about it, so... Not worrying about that particularly. The intermediate sprint is coming up now, 2.5 kilometres away. Just tell Oliveira, and we'll go over better kilometres to go here. We'll just ride at a good pace. And hopefully we can get some points with Kwiatkowski. That would be great, especially if we get the full 20. Now, there'll be quite a few guys going for this. We're not in the best position being at the front here. But let's see how we get on. We'll at least get some points being in this first 17. Right, oh, let's go. Gosh, just got to be aggressive from the outset here. Come on, Kwiatkowski. This looks good.
There's plenty of damage at the back of the peloton. It will be a long day in the saddle for those who fall behind.
Oh dear. That's not very good. We've won the intermediate sprint. Just check all of our guys are in the peloton. Yep, that's absolutely fine.
It will be easier if there are several of you.
Yeah, okay, that's what we plan to do. So we've got a climb coming up next, but we did a real great job to win that intermediate sprint. We've actually pulled out a real gap to the guys behind, so we'll just slow down and wait for those to catch up. But we did really well to win the intermediate sprint. Really proud of that. Right, oh, they've caught up now.
They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
So some great points there in the intermediate sprint. The peloton's looking absolutely fine. Quite a short stage today, as we were told earlier. Only 141 kilometres, but some big points on offer. And after this first initial climb, apparently, it's a massive decline. So there's a real chance of falling. But we're looking okay at the moment, both the peloton and this breakaway. So happy with this. So this group at the front is starting to split up as we approach the big climb of the day. 10 points involved for this. We'll consume some of our feed before we get to the top. Just so we can... make a good challenge for this. I think there's a chance to get some more feed in a little while. The peloton quite a way back now, so again, I don't want to make the same mistakes we did in stage number 2. It's very tricky to judge in a stage like this how it'll go, but that breakaway of 17 is split, as you can see, into many different groups. There's 6 of us though going for this first prize in this big climb. 10 points available. I mean, that's massive for the climbing standings. Right, 1.8 kilometres to go. It's a big climb, this 11.4 kilometres. Don't want to get too stuck, want to stay well placed.
Keep an eye on him. He's the best climber in the breakaway.
And we're pretty good at these. Again, we're exposing ourselves to the wind, not really too smart. So we'll just get to the outside.
It is beginning to lose touch.
Well, Castro Viejo is starting to lose touch. We'll try and get on him in a minute, but we've got bigger priorities, particularly considering that Castro Viejo is not one of our biggest riders. 1 point available, though, down to 6th. Might have gone a little bit wrong here. Let's see. Don't know who the rest of the guys are behind, but I'm going to keep aware. Don't want them to come past all of a sudden. No, they're not really bothered about this, so we should be okay. One of them's going for it, though, so we're not going to risk it. And over the line, and we've done it. We're over the climb first.
Otherwise, you'll hit the wall.
The riders now begin the descent to the Col de Monte. They must stay vigilant because the way down is fairly technical.
Righto, so we've done what we can with Kwiatkowski. I think he'll be okay there. They said that Castro Viejo is starting to struggle, but he's in a secondary group. Not much problem with that. We'll tell our guys to set a high tempo. We'll go on board, I think, with Geraint Thomas here, and just try and make our way down to hill, because apparently it's quite technical, so we don't want to have any silly falls or anything. We're fairly well placed in the peloton, 68.9 kilometres to go. We've been told not to worry about the breakaway, because as you can see, there's nobody who really threatens that general classification. Kwiatkowski's up there, and that's great to see. De Gendt's up there as well. But nobody who really threatens the general classification. So we're just fine as we are for the moment. But we'll have to look at tactics a little bit later on. I don't really know whether we're going to have to make an attack. But as you can see, that breakaway group, which was so close together at 1 point, 17 riders, has really dissipated. We've got that lead group of 6. And then a long way behind you've got a group of 2, a group of 5 and a group of 3. But apparently the gap is lessening towards from the breakaway to the peloton, which is great news for us guys in the peloton. I mean, the main point of Kwiatkowski being up there is to steal the points and the mountain climb points from the other teams. That's why he's up there, and that's where we'll go next. So the highest class climb, I believe, that is HC. I think that's 20 points, the leader. I could be wrong, but we'll see how we go over it. But all looking okay at the moment. This race going to get him a lot more excited as we come to this second half. Rightio then, the high class climb of the day. As you can see, the yellow jersey, that's not the peloton, but 3 of our guys are in that group. Carapaz, Bernal and Thomas. A lot of the big guns, the top 4 in that group. So it looks positive for Geraint, etc. being in there. But 20 points available for this Kwiatkowski group at the top of this climb. That would be marvellous for Kwiatkowski to go for. Only 3 of us in this group. De Gendt has got the polka dot jersey at the moment, but Costa not really too bothered about this, I don't think. But just over 40 kilometres to go. It seems that Dennis and Castro Viejo unfortunately fell off the back of this sort of group. But great to see from this Carapaz, Bernal and Thomas group that we're doing pretty well. Of course, the objective is for Bernal to win the stage, Geraint to finish in the podium, and Carapaz to finish in the top 5. We'll consume all of our blue feed. I think this is the last climb until the final stage, if you like. This is certainly the biggest climb of the day, no doubt about that one. But it's not all about getting 20 points here. Obviously, we'll go back to our other group. That's a good point. Who's in the climbing stats on there? So, Thomas, maybe go with it with Carapaz, because we're not too bothered about the general classification with Carapaz. So it'd be worth going for... I mean, there's 10 points available. Remember, one of those guys in that third group is going to finish 4th. Only the 3 of us in this group at the moment. So taking it nice and steady up the hill. I don't think Costa's going to be bothered. As you can see, he's gone from this group. He's not bothered whatsoever about this climb. It's going to be a straight run between ourselves and De Gendt. And you know what? I'm inclined to just let him have it. Seems a bit defeatist, but ultimately we want to protect Kwiatkowski, and second place on this climb would be more than good enough. But the competitor in me says absolutely not. You're not doing that. So we'll go over about 0.6 kilometres to go. This is a really steep climb, so we'll struggle, and we'll, use all of our energy very quickly here. So, where's that finishing line? It's just up here. We'll just go and De Gendt goes. I mean, he's not really seen much opposition, but we're going to go for it. Oh, we've been caught napping a little. Been caught napping. Come on. Come on, Kwiatkowski. Can we get over the line before him? We can. Get in. 20 points. Excellent. Right, let's go back to our group. We could actually get second here with Carapaz. That would be excellent. I mean, all of our blue energy is starting to go for these guys. It's a little bit of a worry. Come on, Carapaz. Come on, Carapaz. That's third for him. He has blown up now, but I'm not too bothered about that. Bernal gets 8 points. Thomas 6. But we're okay because I think we'll regain the energy down here if I'm correct. Just try and get up with Bernal.
A teammate has just been dropped.
What? No. Oh, God. Look at where Carapaz is going. I told them to consume a feed, and it seems it's completely eaten them up.
You can't count on him any longer.
I wouldn't worry. Come on, Garant. It's okay. Let's get him back up to this group.
Teammates are riding to protect the jersey.
It's quite alright. Don't panic. As you can see, we're recovering our blue energy. No need to panic. Just get up to that group again. He hasn't been dropped. Well, he might well be dropped, but if we can get him back into this group, that'd be great. Obviously, Carapaz and Bernal both in that group. Thomas, though, our lead rider, remember. But it's looking good for us today, particularly for our main boys, which is great to see. But just using that aerodynamic energy just to bolster our blue gel again. And I think we'll do the same for... no, they're okay, actually, the two guys ahead, which is great to see. And it's okay. It's absolutely fine. Nothing to worry about now. Absolutely fine. Yes, there is Grant Thomas. I was about to say, I thought, hey, he dropped back, but no, we're okay. As you can see, he's a little bit further back from this group, so it'd be good to maybe try and catch these guys up. That'd be smart. Because they're riding hard. And then just tail one of our teammates. We'll tail Bernal. And that's it. Brilliant. We're back up with the group. I'm not too worried about that, you know. I'm really not worried about that. We're going to get back up with Kwiatkowski now. Carapaz, Bernal and Thomas all up there today. Chris Froome's a little while back, so we'll just tell him to stick to the wheels in front. What about these guys? Jesus Christ. Stick to the wheels in front. Castro Vieja as well. It's going to really split the guys today. I mean, the peloton's 13 minutes behind the main guys. This is going to be one that really, well, to be honest, it might well put Bernal back in the game, you know. Certainly ahead, maybe in the top 10. It's obviously not going to help Costa's making a bit of a break, but not really concerned with 28 kilometres to go. We'll get back on board with Kwiatkowski, and I'll update you a little bit closer to the finish. But at least looks good at the moment for our four main riders. So an important climb to come here. There's a time reduction, if you like, for the guys who get over there in top. It's an 8-second bonus for De Gent, who's probably going to get over there at the top. For second, it's 5 seconds, and for third, it's 3 seconds. So every second counts, and seeing as Garant is our main rider, at the moment we're going to go for that. Obviously, as you can see, De Gent has pulled out a bit of a lead. He's going for that climbing classification. Not too worried about him, but we've got Bernal, Thomas, Carapaz and Kwiatkowski all in this group. As you can see, everybody else is a long, long way behind. I mean, I don't think De Gent will be able to sustain this, but this is going to be a very interesting stage for the general classification. This is going to blow things apart completely. But De Gent a kilometre away. Hopefully our guys can go for it as well. Try and get a bit of an extension. Pino's gone for it, but I think it's a little bit early. We'll just follow Fuglsang. Try and keep in contention. So we do follow. That's okay. Just checking that all of our guys are there, because it can be easy for one of the guys you're not controlling to very easily fall away from this group. But we'll go with about 0.7 kilometres to go. I mean, Kwiatkowski's a good puncher, so he might well get a few seconds. That would be great to see. So, let's go. Kwiatkowski's trying to get away here, but he's slowed. Don't want to use all our pink gel before we get to the top. But come on, Garant, this would be great to get a 5-second gap. I'm just worrying about this pink gel. I mean, we've got a full feed, and well. We might still get third. Come on. Come on, Garant. Yes, 5 seconds. Fuglsang gets 2 seconds. It's not 3, sorry. It's 2. But Bernal gets 4 points. Carapaz 2. Kwiatkowski has started to fall off a little bit potentially, so we'll just keep in note. Probably Carapaz is the one we're looking at, just to make sure all our riders stay up here. I don't mean to be horrible, but I'm not particularly bothered about Dennis and Castro Vieja now. These four are the big men, but we've got a descent towards the finish. As you can see, that gap is coming down massively from De Gent towards us. Not really much of a surprise, and we'll just try and get back into what is actually the peloton now, if we include these guys in the front. Of course, Fuglsang has got the yellow jersey at the moment. Grant Thomas 4th in the standings. Is it Richard Carapaz? I'm sure it is. He's in the top 5 at least. But this is going to be interesting. Oh, don't worry about that. Manage the time gap, favouring the general classification. We're just going to set a high tempo, really. I think that's what we need to do here. Certainly makes sense too. Oh, brake a little bit late for that corner. But get Carapaz up the front.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
This is good to see. So we're going to go with Carapaz now. Sorry, Grant Thomas now. And hopefully we should do good until the end of the race.
The race leaders.
I mean, I think De Gent will probably win this. But he's not really our concern. In the general classification, he's 18th. Obviously, we've got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Nibali is 9th. Sorry, Carapaz is 12th. But a lot of our guys, well, I mean, all 4 of them you would think would move up to at least the top 15. Well, De Gent's going to finish alone. Well, fair play to him. As we've said, we're not really bothered about him. We'll might as well get everyone to consume their feed. Not going to hurt at this point.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Really not going to hurt. But this is looking good for us. Just try and minimise the time gap to De Gent, obviously. Make the most of this. Pinot's trying to go, but maybe a little bit early here. 2.5 kilometres to go. Want to keep up with this. Try and get close to this yellow jersey man. They're going for it here. Just get up to Roglic. Well, we might as well go for it with Garant. Try and get 2nd in this stage. Obviously tell everybody else to go like a bat out of hell. We're not quite going to get 2nd. We're not going to make it to the line, I don't think. But every second counts. It's okay. And over the line, Geraint Thomas finishes 3rd in the stage. And there's our 3 guys there. We've done a very, very good job. Outstanding stuff. Dennis is a long while away, so we'll probably control him and try and get him over the line. I know that we fell foul of... oh, that's good. Fell foul of something before that... Gegenhardt was actually outside the time limit, which didn't help him at all. Obviously, he's out of the Tour, so we'll just try and speed things up with Dennis. Castro Viejo should be just fine, but with Dennis being a long way behind, I'm just going to ride with him for the last 11 kilometres and try and finish as well as we can. But I'll come back to you when we've done that. So we did pretty well with Dennis in the end. We got up to the next group, which I was pretty pleased about. But the stage winner is De Gent, who did a very good job, finishing about 60 seconds in front of anybody else. But he's not massive for the general classification, so we're not worrying about him at all. So Fuchs Lang for Astana keeps his lead at the front of the general classification. But the most important thing is that we stay with him. We stay in touch. So this is the points classification coming up next. We've got some good points for that today. Sagan now leads that. I think that's somebody different to who led it before. As I've said, I think today is going to be a big day for the general classification, just in the way the field was split so dramatically. We know De Gent is the best climber, but Kwiatkowski got himself some brilliant points today. Geraint Thomas got himself a few, obviously. Bernal and Carapaz got themselves 1 or 2 as well. Evenepoel is the leader in the young rider classification. Let's have a look at where that leaves the general classification.
The podium is good, but I was expecting more from you. We should have won.
Well, as usual, pretty negative from the team boss. And to be honest, I don't take that. I don't think that's necessary at all. Geraint Thomas got himself a good bonus at the end of the race, more than the leader Fuchs Lang. But Thomas finished on the podium. Kwiatkowski, Bernal and Carapaz finished together, which was excellent. Chris Froome, 40th. Dennis, 61st. Castro Viejo fell back quite a bit, actually, but absolutely fine in the end. Kwiatkowski took 30 points in the climber classification. Absolutely outstanding stuff, with Carapaz and Thomas both taking 14, Bernal taking 12. Points classification, Kwiatkowski took 29, obviously winning the first intermediate sprint. Excellent stuff. Geraint got himself 15, Bernal 8, Carapaz 7. Young rider, Bernal was by far the best. Team classification, we were the best. And De Gent wins the compatibility classification for that stage. Let's see how that affects the general classification. Well, that's interesting. Pinot has got past Roglic. Carapaz has gone up by 3 places. Bernal has definitely increased his time. I think he's actually must have overtook 1 or 2. Yes, he's overtook 2 guys. Again, to be fair, not too bad. I mean, he won that stage. I think he's won a stage before, so he's done very well. Kwiatkowski now in the top 15 as well. Chris Froome, 28th. He's a long way back now. Chris Froome drops 2 places. Dennis, 43. He goes down 11 places. Of course, he has won one of the stages, stage number 5. And Castro Viejo goes down 1 place into 73rd. But that is not too bad. 2 of our riders in the top 10. Bernal just outside it. And that was a pretty good stage. So best climber, Kwiatkowski gains 6 places. Goes up to 2nd in that classification. Outstanding stuff. Carapaz goes up 8 places into 4th. Thomas into 6th. I think Bernal even into 12th place. I mean, he was there already, fair enough. But still, good stuff. Points classification. Dennis stays in 6th. Thomas stays in 7th. But Kwiatkowski goes up by 16 places to 15th with 53 points there. Bernal goes up into 34th for a 5 place. And Carapaz goes up 6 places there. Young riders, Bernal stays in 3rd. That's pretty good for Bernal. And team classification, we lead. So a good stage for us in the end. I think that some people, i.e. the team boss, are a little bit critical there. But Grant Thomas finished on the podium and a pretty good recovery rate. I mean, the 2 guys at the bottom, Dennis and Castro Viejo, are starting to struggle a little bit now. But here we go, on to stage 9. A good stage today, but let's see what tomorrow's got for us.
It's a day in the mountains. The finish isn't decided at the top of the climb, but the route is challenging, and it's an important day for the general classification. You will have to be there on the final climb if we are to do well. We're able to follow the best and aim for top 5. Have a good day, guys. Go! Go!
So another similar stage to the one we've just completed, clearly. A few more climbs, I think. 5 climbs, a time bonus as well on that last climb. First class climb. 2 sprints as well. So another stage that we should do pretty well in. Great to see 2 of our guys in the top 10, isn't it now? With Carapaz getting in there as well. Yes, we haven't quite done it with Bernal, but we've made the most of that stage. So, looks good. And stage number 9 is next. Then we take a rest day and we go on to 2 flat stages. So, again, a lot of wind in that 10th stage. It's going to be interesting to see. But an interesting stage. Very tactical this next stage will be. But stage number 9 already. Quite unbelievable. If you enjoyed stage 8 though, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. Any tips or tricks are. I'm eternally grateful for those. And subscribe for daily Tour de France content until we get to the Champs-Élysées in stage 21. Thank you for watching. I've been TIJ Gaming. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys later. Goodbye for now.